Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Savannah, a non-traditional pre-med in my gap year, and I'm just bringing y'all along for the ride. So in this video, I'll be giving you guys 5 tips on how to stay ahead as a pre-med student. Let's get into it. My first tip is to track your activities. I'm looking down at my iPad, so don't think I'm being rude, but I recommend documenting each of your activities in your notes or an Excel sheet, and you typically want to include the name of the activity, the contact information, the number of hours, when you started and when you ended, and then what you actually did in the activity. This will all come in handy when you're filling out the medical school application because all of this information will be needed. My second tip is to build relationships with your professors. You don't know who knows who. So keep in touch with your professors. Really keep in touch with everybody. Because again, you don't know who knows who. But these people could potentially help you in the future with the letter or with other academic opportunities. And you want to make sure that they'll vouch for you for those opportunities. And by keeping in touch, I mean going to office hours, asking meaningful questions, keeping them updated on your progress, the little things. It'll help them to know who you are and remember you later down the line. My third tip is to start getting clinical exposure as soon as you can. If your schedule allows, I recommend getting started volunteering, shadowing, or working in a clinical setting. I did a YouTube video on this a couple of months ago, so I'll try to link it down below. But medical schools want to make sure that you know what it means to actually care for somebody. And it's not even only about what the medical schools want, it's also about determining if this is something you actually want to do. Getting yourself involved in a clinical environment will help you determine, okay, maybe this not for me. Or, you know what, I think I want to do this for the rest of my life. And clinical experience is honestly something that I didn't prioritize in college, but I wish I did. I definitely could have spared a couple of hours each week volunteering in the hospital or at a hospice center. Like, I definitely could have, but for whatever reason, I wasn't thinking about that. So that's why I'm telling you guys to think about it. If your schedule allows, go ahead and start getting that experience. My fourth tip is to master your study system now. Go ahead and find what works for you, because later down the line, when you get to that upper level coursework in your MCAT, yeah, you want to have that study system down packed, okay? Whether it's flashcards, handwritten notes, spaced repetition, group study sessions, tutor sessions, whatever the case may be, find what works for you. Because later, yeah. For me personally, I got all throughout high school and most of college handwriting my notes. And then maybe a couple of days before the exam, I'd do some flashcards. But that didn't work for the MCAT. I tried it the first time, it didn't work. I actually ended up having to recreate my study habits when studying for the MCAT the second time around, and it worked for me because I did much better, but had I done that before, it would have been nice. My last tip is to know when you want to go to medical school and then plan backwards. Y'all are probably like, girl, what do you mean? What I mean is, say, for example, you want to start medical school in the summer or fall of 2028. The medical school application process is a year long. So you will have to apply to medical school in the summer of 2027. And you want to have your MCAT done by then too. So you'll kind of have to figure out at what point you're going to do your MCAT prep so that by the time the summer comes, you've already taken the MCAT or you're getting ready to take it. This is honestly something that I didn't know until it was a little too late. And that's what pushed me into having to take a gap year. Now, if I had to go back and I had a choice on if I wanted to take a gap year or go the traditional route, I probably would still take a gap year because I felt like one was needed. But if you know that you don't want to take a gap year, then start planning ahead now. That is all for this video. I hope that you all found it helpful. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you guys have any questions about anything I said, feel free to leave a comment below. I will happily answer it for you. I'll see y'all later.